So my brother and I got a new barbecue and we wanted to move it to the backyard. The mass of the barbecue is 77 kilograms, and me and my brother both together exerted a force of 500 newtons. Let's draw a free body diagram. I'm going to draw a box to represent the barbecue. We have the force normal and gravity, of course, which will equal each other. Now we have the force applied, which is the force exerted by me and my brother. Finally, we shouldn't disregard the force of friction. We can now sub in the values that we do have, so the barbecue is 77 kilograms, and both of the force applied together equal 500 newtons. This question is really simple, so let's write out what we have. We have the total applied force, which is 500 newtons, and my applied force of 205 newtons. We know that the total applied force is my force plus my brother's, so we can rearrange to solve for Fa2, which is my brother's applied force. This should give us 295 newtons. To find the force of friction, we can use the force of friction formula, since we know what the coefficient of friction is. In addition, like I said before, the force normal equals the force of gravity, which also equals mass times gravity. Now that we have everything to find the force of friction, we can sub in the values and solve. Remember that the coefficient of friction has no units, which is why the answer will be in newtons. We should get an answer of 264.11, so therefore the force of friction is 260 newtons. We want to find the acceleration of the barbecue, so we can use the net force equals to mass times acceleration formula. We know that since force normal and gravity equal each other, the net force is the force applied minus the force of friction, which we just solved for. We can rearrange for A and get an answer of 3.06 meters per second. So therefore, the acceleration of the barbecue is 3.06 meters per second squared. The amount of force exerted on an object by a person does depend on the person's mass. This means that the more mass you have, the more force you can exert, and vice versa. According to Newton's second law, the net force on an object is dependent on the mass of the object and its acceleration during the movement. Since my brother had a greater mass than me, he applied more force to the barbecue. So yes, the amount of force you exert does depend on your mass.